Hey there, it's Steve
And Terry.
from Serious Keto. Hi, honey.
Hi, dear.
Actually, I was talking to this.
Honey.
Hi, dear.
Hi, honey.
So what we're going to be doing, that was completely improvised. We are going to review 3 different keto or low-carb honey substitutes. We have the Wholesome Yum honey, we have the Nature's Hollow, and I'm not sure if I pronounce this Allulose. It says on the back, it's like hyphenated Allulose, but Allulose honey. Now I can tell already, just based on tipping some of these, the Wholesome Yum, fairly thick. This stuff is like Gorilla Glue thick. And this is almost like simple syrup. So let's go through each of them. We're going to take a look at ingredients. I've got my reading glasses, so I'll handle this if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with the Allulose. And immediately I feel that it's somewhat deceptive. Well, first off, it's 1 teaspoon serving size on this. It's 1 tablespoon for these other 2. That's not the part I have issue with. It says total carbohydrates 0 grams. And then over on the side it says 4.6 grams of carbs less 4.6 grams of allulose equals a net 0. So I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of a game going on here with the carb indication. So if you are counting total carbs, this is 4.6 grams per teaspoon. Ingredients are non-GMO allulose, monk fruit extract, and natural honey WONF. W-O-N-F. Yeah, I don't know what the W-O stands for. Maybe the N-F is natural flavors. I'm not sure. Oh, also, I am wearing a continuous glucose monitor. And what I'm going to do is I've started the timer on this so that I can test over the next 2 hours. If I experience any sort of a glucose spike, then over the next 3 days, I will test each of these individually to see what the impact is on my glucose. And if any of them does have an impact, I'll probably compare it to real honey, just so you can see the difference. But you ready?
Sure.
Okay, so we're starting with the Allulose. And this is the one that might require the napkin.
That's plenty.
Okay, that's all you want? All right, I'm gonna have to take a little bit more just because I want to make sure that if this is going to cause me a spike, that it does. So I think I've got about a teaspoon there.
Really sweet.
It tastes to me, what is that taste? It's
Pancake syrup.
well, kind of, a little bit, yeah. But also, it's sort of like a honey candy more than
Butterscotchy. A little butterscotch.
maybe a little bit of that too.
the
It doesn't.
throat.
It starts off like candy, or not candy, honey. Very, very honey at the front. But then the longer you go, I think you're right. It's kind of like having that aftertaste of having a butterscotch candy in your mouth.
Yeah.
Good call. All right, but not bad. I mean, we've tasted worse things.
Yes.
Okay. Next, I want to go to Wholesome Yum because this is also allulose and monk fruit. This other one is xylitol, which concerns me a little bit. I'll talk about that in a moment. Now, the print on this, I don't know if you could get any smaller. This is, like when I go to the grocery store, if I can't read the print on the back of something, I just put it back on the shelf.
Yeah,
To me, it's like inconsiderate. But what do we have here? Wow, this is so hard to read. I believe that says 14 grams of total carbohydrates. And I think all of it is allulose. Or 11 grams. It's
can't
truly,
see anything, so.
it's truly impossible to read. It says 0 grams of
You
net
got
carbs.
glasses on.
I know, even with glasses on, I cannot make it out. It says 0 grams net carbs on the front. Ingredients are Bestie monk fruit allulose blend, soluble tapioca fiber, non-IMO, water, and natural honey flavor. Now, soluble tapioca fiber is something that you see in a lot of keto products, sort of a thickener, a binder. For some people, that does cause a glucose spike. I know that the Chalk Zero products we've tested before use soluble tapioca fiber, and for some people that does spike their glucose. it looks way more
It's-
like honey.
Yeah, more honey.
This is sort of the perfect honey consistency. I hope this tastes good,
Yeah.
because I think honey is something that's missing in keto, like for things like barbecue sauces and certain baking applications. Here we go.
That's good. Yeah, it's better. It does have a little bit of a medicine-y flavor to me.
Yeah, a little bit at the end, and I think that is the monk fruit.
Cooling. Oh, okay.
Yeah, monk fruit can have, especially if you have like straight up monk fruit. Monk fruit is generally diluted about 10 to 1 on any sort of a sweetener, because straight up monk fruit tastes kind of like burning rubber. And
Okay.
that's almost sort of the hint, I think, of what you get at the end on this. I think texture-wise,
Yeah,
it's
perfect.
perfect. And it starts out really good. I mean, you said yum, but then you kind of
Yeah, that's like
dialed back at the end.
like a medicine at the
Yeah,
end.
that's the monk fruit.
I just took some
Just took some medicine?
cough medicine.
Oh, okay. Are your taste buds still working?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Little palate cleanse there. Now, the Nature's Hollow. Let's take a look at this. We've got 11 grams of total carbs. 10 of that is sugar alcohol, which is xylitol. Ingredients are xylitol, water, natural honey flavor, xanthan gum, pectin, citric acid, caramel coloring, depending on how you want to pronounce it. 11 grams total carbs, 10 grams sugar alcohol. I think I mentioned that. Serving size, 1 tablespoon. Now, xylitol, had I known this had xylitol in it, I probably wouldn't have ordered it off of Amazon. I broke one of my cardinal rules, which is always look at the ingredients. Xylitol, for me, can cause some GI issues. So from about here on south, I start getting gurgly. So if there's any chores you need me to do, we're going to want to get those out of the way right away before this starts affecting me, should it affect me. Otherwise, I'll just be in the bathroom playing Candy Crush or something. All right, this is super thick.
Yeah.
Like I said, it reminds me of, looking at it from the outside, it looked like Gorilla Glue. And texture-wise, about the same. Like, it doesn't even spread once you put it on the spoon. It stays in a blob.
Yeah.
All right. So that's probably the combination of the pectin and the xanthan gum.
Like Gorilla Glue. Yes.
Yeah. It's, okay, here we go.
Tastes the best though.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
I was kind of slightly weirded out by the texture. Didn't it feel like cold in your mouth, for starters?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to lead the witness.
No,
but
yeah, it was. It stayed together closer too, like a glob.
Yeah, it
But it tastes the best.
was sort of...
If I'm gonna eat one of those three, I'm gonna eat that one.
Okay. Well, you may wind
Not
up
the other
you may
ones.
wind up eating that if it affects me. But the two things I noticed. First off, it almost was a little bit slimy. I felt like I was,
It was stuck
eating an
together.
oyster,
Yeah, yeah.
sort of like an oyster, and a little bit cold. I think from the xylitol. I get some of that alcohol sugar cooling.
But I think it would be fine on a cracker or bread.
Yeah, it'd be
this is a
interesting.
spoon.
It'd be interesting to see, how it would behave in a recipe. Honey butter, for example, would be a good test. But I think the first thing that we're going to want to do is do any of these affect my blood glucose? Now, this is your favorite, is what you're saying, the Nature's Hollow.
Yeah. Tastes like honey.
I'm leaning towards the Wholesome Yum. To me, I think that was the closest to honey, texture-wise, just the overall experience. I think if I were using this in a recipe where honey is an important ingredient, I think I might go with this. This, I'm not sure what I would use it on. I think maybe this will get used up.
Maybe if you had something in a drink.
Yeah, like if you were trying to sweeten some green tea or something like that,
Yeah,
maybe.
cocktail with honey in it for summer.
Or what else? Possibly as an ingredient in barbecue sauce or something
Yeah.
like that, where you want to impart a little bit of honey flavor, but not necessarily concerned about the consistency or anything like that.
This is good.
That's
the one I want.
That's the one you want.
I
All
would
right.
eat.
Well, I tell you what, we'll assume, for the sake of this video, that that you're done. I may be coming back. So, do you want to say goodbye to everybody? And
Oh, sure. Yeah. Say goodbye. This one.
you've got your votes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm just going to insert this right into the video before the end. I'm back with my blood glucose results, and as you can see right here, only a 4-point movement. And in fact, it went up just ever so briefly and then very rapidly got down below where my baseline or starting position was. 4 points is nothing. Just environmental circumstances can cause 4 points of movement. So I know that I consumed at least a tablespoon of this. I would say that any of these, from a glucose standpoint, I probably feel comfortable with. Now, I was just looking at a spreadsheet I have. I've got several large binders of recipes that I've just accumulated over the years. And I created a spreadsheet where I list which ones are keto, which ones are not keto, and which ones are keto-fiable. And there are 37 recipes in there that would be keto-fiable if I had honey. And now I do. So I'm kind of excited. I'll be experimenting with each of these in recipes though, and I'll let you know which one I think is the best once I actually release those recipes. Now, back to Terry and me. So what do you say?
Have a good time.
All right, and I'll say thanks for watching unless I come back in just a couple of seconds to do some blood glucose testing or something else.
Okay.